the games that we cast of AM.
You mentioned a team that's in the game, so
I got, yeah,
that was
50-50. I always get those wrong.
That's
but
solid.
Anti-Mage, I don't know what the actual win rate is. It has to be kind of low. We've cast a decent amount, and a lot of it was, of course, against Medusa, so maybe that's why it's actually low. But he hasn't really looked that good on this patch. Do you think this is the right game for him?
I mean, this is about as good as it's gonna get, right? You're against Storm, you're against Pugna as a secondary potential Mana Void target. The enemy team doesn't have a lot of physical damage, and despite not being ultimate last pick, the enemy didn't have any of the perfect options to run into you in lane either, so they ended up picking Snapfire. So I'm kind of with the panel here. I think if 23 is off to a good start and gets to a good mid game, he can definitely take over the game. That said, though, the EG lineup is the Dire lineup is very momentum based. So if they run into some sort of early game hot streak with Track and with Storm just running around killing people left, right, and center, they could just outscale the AM, honestly. They can handle him by brute force of just having more gold. I believe we were just informed Antimage has a 25% win rate, so you were right in your assumption that it's not looking too hot.
How many of those were against Medusa?
Yeah.
That is the...
But
it's a bit misleading, probably.
Not many heroes have a good win rate against Medusa, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta put a little bit of pressure here onto Jabs, be annoying in the start, pulling him out from running to the top lane, and actually he might have to TP here, but he can't TP until he's in the tower range because Bounty Hunter can stun him.
Yeah.
So this is a very annoying start for Jabs, to be sure, and the Bounty Hunter's actually not going to be hot on his heels. He has to go bottom to protect Whisper, who is in a similar predicament down here against Crystal Maiden and AM.
Yeah,
Level 1 Frostbite.
In this patch, with the changes made to Bounty Hunter, he feels so much more impactful. In the old patch, it's not like he wasn't good, but it just kind of depended on how the game was going, where now, even if you're losing, he's still going to have big impact with these stuns. Obviously, getting that track level 6 is going to be very important, but yeah, the stun out of Shadow Walk is insanely, insanely good. As Makoto in the mid lane, Dragon Knight versus Sea Smiles. Storm Spirit, once he gets a couple levels of this Dragon's Blood, I assume that he'll be okay, but how does this matchup go in your eyes?
I think from what we've seen in this tournament, the lane itself has gone Storm favored, but the reason you counterpick this hero with Dragon Knight is that it's one of the only instant stuns you can pick out of mid. Nice damage here onto 23. Blood Grenade as well. Orb of Venom.
Not enough, question mark? Oh, just out of range. 23 Savage will live.
They do get the earlier level 2 here, though, and that is important in this lane. Snapfire level 2 against AM is really good. He can just go for a cheeky skill point here to Fire Snap Cookie and maybe get a combo off with Matthew.
Yeah, we can see
before the blink
Savage
point comes up.
He is aware of the possibility
he will get it now.
Of playing it safe. Matthew is out of mana now. They're looking for one more value stun, but obviously they can see him and avoid all the damage. And I mean, is there any other build that, other than Battle Fury on AM? We saw a little bit of, I think, the games that we saw, they still went Battle Fury, other than one where I think Diffusal was picked up because of the Medusa.
I think we had one game with Vanguard Diffusal, and we've seen in the last patch we saw Vanguard Radiance toward the end of that, but obviously the meta has drastically changed with this patch. I want to say most games they just go Battle Fury and sometimes a value Vanguard. I don't think that you do that this game, though. I think you're just slowing yourself down for no reason. I think in this game you just want to get really, really farmed as fast as possible, given the hero matchups that you have. So this is not the one to be experimental in.
Yeah, and early on, Makoto in that mid lane, 11-0. Sea Smile sitting at 18-2, so he is off to a very good start on the Storm Spirit, which we've seen this hero so many times over the last 8 years, I want to say, that has just gotten off this quick start, and they just never stop.
Time for a Lotus Flower.
Yeah.
Matthew too late on the timing, a little bit of a mistake there. And now he's actually going to pay for it.
Yeah, Blood Grenade used as well, so Matthew trying to get away. Nice cookie, going to keep them at bay from Whisper's side. He's going to get drained of all his mana, though. So in the end, Talon, I think, are kind of okay with this exchange. They have a sentry there, so they know that Matthew's in the vicinity.
Oh, they should be very happy with that. Getting the Lotus Flower, getting all of Bounty Hunter. Oh, nice Nova there as well from the sentry. So is his... Oh, his sentry's even out of range, actually. Yeah. Matthew placed it incorrectly. Thought the Radiant sentry was higher up. So theirs gets to stay here.
Yep, now they know, though. So like will be sentryed again in the near future. As Panda getting harassed a bit, but not a whole lot of action in this top lane, which we haven't really talked about too much. Pakaz is playing the Slark this time around, and we'll be facing up against Jabs' Beastmaster. How does this lane typically go?
It has the potential to get very annoying for Slark until level 6. Just Caudle just spamming mana onto the Beast, and you just keep throwing axes at him to harass. They are starting to run out of region top. Interestingly, Q has gone for Luminate over Blinding Light, actually, which is not as common, but their mindset is probably just shove the waves in, push, deal damage, pull side camp whenever possible. That camp has, however, been blocked the whole time by the Dire with the Sentry Ward in the
C-Smile
cracks
getting
in the ground.
completely harassed out of that mid lane. He's slightly behind in terms of the experience. He's been stuck at this level 4 for quite a while as Matthew does what he does best, killing couriers and whatnot. Jabs is going to take a tumble in the top lane, though.
That's first blood.
Indeed.
That will be shared among Panda and Pakaz.
When you're on a team, you want one person to get the first blood, right? It doesn't feel good to share. Am I right?
I mean, it sucks because it didn't play the sound.
That's true.
That morale boost.
Yeah, that audio morale boost.
Yeah. I think it depends. I think sometimes sharing it is actually better because let's say the support is 200 gold away from an item that's going to swing the lane. Then it's really nice to split it. In this lane, I would say probably better to just get it fully on the Slark. But it's all right. They got the kill in the end. That's the most important thing. And now Pakaz gets to enjoy a little bit of solo experience, which is very important. His level 6 has to come early in this lane to stabilize. Matthew will connect onto Q with Panda. Not much more is going to come from this. But again, Pakaz will just be more or less free farming as a result. Now,
Definitely.
Whisper is kind of struggling bottom whenever Bounty leaves, though.
Yeah, that is
Be
fair.
careful.
That's kind of what Bounty has to do. As Makoto pops his Dragon form in the mid lane, gets the Dragon Tail off the time being onto C-Smile. Q is here as well as Ollie. Do they have the control? Illuminate clips him, but should be able to step away. Obviously not quite level 6 yet. I think literally one creep away. Maybe they can turn something around onto Talon once that comes to be. Actually gets denied again, so C-Smile will have to wait slightly longer. As a Frostbite is there onto Matthew. As 3-on-3 mid lane now. Jump in by the Storm. C-Smile focusing now on Makoto, but has to zip back away. But his team members are there to clean up the job, so Makoto does get dropped. And it looks like it might be a Crystal Maiden kill as well. He's looking for Matthew, but will likely spell the end of her. So double kill for Panda of all heroes on this Pugna.
Yeah, I can tell you, when you play Pugna support, getting fast arcane boots feels incredible. So I don't think EG minds too much that these kills go on Panda. He's playing a 5 Pugna who's closing in on 7-minute mana boots, and you're just gonna be able to run around, constantly have your spells, play with your teammates, empower
Run
them.
for the Wisdom Rune. Who will
Yeah,
get it
he's going
first?
for it. Jabs is there though, on the money. And now Panda is actually in trouble. He doesn't have a T. Oh, he does have a TP, but didn't have mana. Now he does. Frostbite.
Yes, they find him. Good cancellation. And I mean, that's actually worth a decent amount of gold because he did get a double kill earlier, so his net worth is a little bit higher than they normally would see for a Pugna.
If he had insta-TP'd after decrepping, he would have lived, but he ran out of mana for the TP, so he had to recognize that first, then use stick. And that half a second was exactly what Ollie needed to connect there, so well done from Talon to get a kill out of that situation. Side lanes overall for Talon now going pretty well. You know, Slark is top net worth, he's thriving up there. Snapfire is same net worth as Beastmaster, so considering that Bounty Hunter has been moving around, I think that's also par for the course or better. A very even game right now, and it's a matter of how much pressure can Talon put now that Dragon Knight is 6, Beastmaster is getting his 6. And what is Beastmaster going to build? We haven't seen the quick buy just yet. He has the arcane boots. Okay.
Mortimer's Kiss. He's trying to set up with the stun. Beautifully done, Matthew. I think that was a double Shadow Walk stun.
Did he blink for a CS first and then get caught, or?
Perhaps. Matthew, he's going to get caught out, so it'll cost him his life, but well worth, although maybe not. Whisper's in the area, gets off the cookie.
Now I'm sure.
Yeah, now you're definitely sure because he is in fact 100% dead, but still AM kill is huge for EG. That was surprising. I mean, that's the power of the Bounty Hunter. I mean, he's only level 4, but you can just see the impact.
Yeah, so he had just blinked to the wave here. That just makes for a free opening for Matthew together with Whisper. Big kill. Slowing down AM is the best thing they can possibly do whenever they get the option to, they should definitely snipe him out. This game is about killing AM, and it's about defending mid-tier 1.
No, they want to get Whisper. Frostbite is the initiation for Talon. It's off the cookie. Mana Void does a decent amount of damage, but it is only level 1.
Stupendous.
And of course,
Snapfire's
Snapfire.
tanky.
Yeah.
Snapfire now universal hero,
True.
but haven't really seen anyone take much advantage of it. But if you do get to that super late game where Snapfire gets the damage talents,
Yeah.
Could be
Perez,
interesting.
yeah, I mean, that's...
but
I would think as a position 3, he's going to want to go for that at some point if the stars align.
yeah.
But yeah,
Currently
I
eyeing up Mech and Ags as his options. The Ags very interesting together with Slark.
Difference of 8-2
Yeah,
bounty.
that is
That is a huge... I mean, that's literally the lead in the game, pretty much, from EG side. That just goes to show how well Talon are coping with it, if you will. I mean, that's... Again, some of these teams have not been on the ball when it comes to picking up the bounty runes. It might have something to do with the new patch, not being super familiar with all the timings, because you need a calculator at some point to be able to figure out where the hell you're going at what time.
yeah.
You need to prioritize, those wisdom runes over all else. Tormentors, those watchers, of course, very important. C-Spine will pick up a double damage.
Cost very aggressive here from Slark to run into the enemy triangle right now. Just wants to empower C-Small and give him some sort of opportunity. Crystal Maiden.
CM is donezo, and Makoto actually pops the Dragon Form, but gets the stun onto C-Smile. Good damage from Whisper, but Makoto
This
takes
is
the
not
tumble.
good for Talon, because first of all, 2 heroes died, and that is not good. But their lineup...
Not done yet.
Oh,
Stepping
dear.
back in, still with the double damage applied. Jabs, one more right click does it. And already a 3K lead for EG. They delete 3 heroes from Talon.
That was also not good for Talon. So here's the problem. You're playing an Anti-Mage lineup. This hero is going Battle Fury. He needs time. Your other 4 heroes need to be able to either stall or skirmish and win fights, but so
And
far,
now they
every
have
single
track.
move is just going the way of EG with this Bounty Hunter giving information and just setting up kisses, setting up the storm.
Yep, the
Get
zip in
another quick
again.
kill
Stun
here.
going to come out, not even needing it, but a track kill there for Matthew. And this is where it gets scary. I mean, they already have this 4K lead, but now the tracks are starting to come online. If they continue to get those kills, it's going to be astronomical lead for EG.
Who do you play around as Talon, right? If you want to fight, are you playing with the Dragon Knight? And if so, how do you kill? You have DK, Maid, and Caudle. Neither support is level 6, 11 minutes in. And Beastmaster is kind of stuck on the other side of the map doing other things, and if he connects and your move fails, you're just losing out on so much efficiency. It's actually really, really difficult for Talon to play the map right now because there's no inherently obvious way of organizing your formation of heroes when the first 10 minutes have gone this poorly. I suppose now that Jabs has mech, maybe you have to connect with the Beastmaster and just look for some sort of, I don't know, 4v4 where you get the Caudle running and you get that heal plus the Beastmaster mech, but Caudle Illuminate is only level 1, so isn't exactly gonna do too much yet. That's quite misleading. This is what this effectively says is Beastmaster doesn't buy mech as his first item. So a bit of a deviation here from Jabs. We've seen most Beastmasters either go Crimson Guard or Helm of the Dominator. In some cases an early pipe, sometimes Drums of Slum. But the early mech is not a common pickup. Now this is a decently fast Battle Fury, but keep in mind, it's a little asterisk on that, which is AM does not have treads. So this timing will look better than it truly is. Most AMs will go treads for more prowess in the laning stage. Sometimes they've gone a value Ring of Health for the first 5 to 10 minutes of laning. Sometimes we've seen Orb of Corrosion in very one-sided matchups where the AM can truly dominate. But in this case, this had to be the build.
I think what they're waiting for is this Blink Dagger on Makoto, who's only 100 away.
Yeah.
I think you have to kind of fight, but the problem is, like, how ready is AM to fight with just a Battle Fury? We've seen AMs participate more in this patch, but that's because they go Vanguard first in some cases, which is not this time around. So they kind of just have to wait for 23 Savage to farm, but can they create the space? Dakota getting scouted out by Matthew. There's the track.
That's a long zip. He has Arcane.
Jad is going to take the brunt of it. Mortimer's Kisses is deleting him from the map, and Matthew continuing with the tracks. Ollie looks to be next. Pounce connects from Pakaz, and another easy kill for EG. And just like that, that went from 5K to 7K. And now another zip in from C-Smile. Trying to go on top of Q. Makoto has to pop his Dragon Form to try to save his Coddle, but it's not going to happen.
If that cookie connects, they kill DK as well.
And he's used his DK form, so...
Yep. I mean, we were talking about this pre-game, the potential for Talon's lineup to get AM to a good game state where he can carry, but the early game is this one-sided. You might just never come online. Pakaz bullying him here. Once Pakaz gets Ags, you're even at the mercy of that hero suddenly as AM. Has to play hyper defensive here, has to get the hell out of there with Bounty Hunter as well chasing him out.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue is you're playing from behind, but you're playing against the Bounty that's giving you all this vision.
And it's the Storm plus gas station, right? We've seen this many times during the group stage. Just have this Storm that keeps getting mana funneled into him by the Pugna, so he can keep diving and diving and diving, and in this case he even had the Arcane Rune, so very, very easy for C-Smile. And whenever Matthew gives him a support in his view, he can just jump and kill them. There's so little counterplay. It's only the Dragon Tail. If you dodge that one with Ball Lightning, you're good to go.
And this is, I mean, this is getting really ugly.
This is getting dirty. Yep, it is.
Getting out of hand. And in a patch like this where, I mean, we saw them able to steal out the Wisdom Rune as well. It's just going to get worse. Pakaz, they might lose Matthew here. He gets off the pounce successfully onto the Coddle. Matthew will eventually drop, so a kill going the way of Talon. Pakaz in the Dark Pact has another pounce, of course, because of the Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, that is not a good jump in.
He blinks in, but now they're going to take advantage of this with the stun lock and with the damage. Down goes Savage. Ollie gets off a pretty good freezing field, but eventually he will fall as well. Double kill for C-Smile. Make it a triple as EG are starting to run away with this thing. He's out of mana now. No more gas station attendant available to him, but he's still happy with the outcome. Look at these runes, Cinderin.
I have to say, I don't really like this from 23. I don't think he can join fights on AM. As painful as it is, the only contribution you can make to a team fight right now is a Mana Void on the Storm Spirit. If you ever blink in offensively, they're going to turn on you and kill you with the Slark Axe. So you kind of have to try to keep farming and get Manta. Now this is a timing that's interesting. The early Axe as well. Pakaz, second pounce.
And a stun coming out from Matthew. After 23 Savage spawns, he dies again. C-Smile, okay, a nice Dragon Tail. They're not able to set up the Whisper ult as much as they would have liked, but they still will find the kills because they just have such a huge net worth advantage. Panda healing up C-Smile, giving him mana now as 3 kills again go the way of EG.
What a statement game so far. They're just absolutely running them over. The diving towers, they're playing with so much confidence. Taking advantage of these super mobile heroes they have. The Slark Axe, obviously an incredibly fast timing. He disassembled the Echo Saber to get this even earlier. And then you have that Storm plus Pugna combination with Trax. And all you want to do as EG is just run around and kill people. You get so much gold out of it. It's not even important that you get a lot of CS, but if you do want to look at that, they're also out farming them. So, you know, just the best of both worlds really for the EG team. Pakaz.
They are so mobile. They are so mobile.
Yeah.
Second pounce comes out from Pakaz. And they get the track. So more gold the way of EG, who are getting everything that they want. C-Smile with a regen rune. 23 Savage is getting no space to farm right now. They don't connect on the pounce, so 23 Savage is able to blink away. But I mean, if you're preventing him from farming, that's just as good, honestly.
Yep. That was very close, though. That pounce was...
That's a big zip. Regen rune still at its ready. Does not find Ollie here, but Panda runs into one. There's the zip in. C-Smile is going to get Dragon-tailed. I don't think they're going to have the damage, though, as Panda is here, but there's the Mana Void. C-Smile has to be careful. Getting healed up from Panda is enough for him to get away. And there's the pounce from Pakaz, trying to punish this movement from Talon. So not only do they not get the Storm Spirit kill, they lose another member as the cookie connects. Another zip in from C-Smile. 421. We missed it by 1.
Oh, we did have it.
I mean, we had it, but we didn't mention it.
We had
it.
Doesn't
count.
We missed the meme number.
EG with a 16K lead. I don't know how Talon can come back from this. The Mana Void is... That's the one thing you have.
That was their best chance, but the problem is he gets a fat Mana Void, but they don't have any more follow-up damage. The Beastmaster wasn't there. And now Makoto getting soloed by Pakaz.
Ollie going to get stunned out thanks to the Shadow Walk. Double kill for Pakaz. And another zip in, because why not? Into the enemy base they go. EG destroying in game number 2.
This might just be the smallest any team. I mean, it's definitely the smallest any team's map has been today, 18 minutes in, but just thinking across the tournament, Talon have no space to work with because there's offensive wards from EG, there's Bounty Hunter, and you have Storm and Slark just terrorizing at nighttime. You can barely get out of your base at this point as the Radiant team. And yeah, as being highlighted here now, Matthew with that pipe, if you do find a team fight, what's your damage? You're going to pipe off the Coddle, you're going to pipe off the Maiden, Dragons did breathe fire. Yep, and Beastmaster doesn't have damage, right? Because remember what build he went. Jabs went mech, and he's now going pipe, so he's not going to pack any sort of punch.
Yeah, and you can see Talon kind of just stuck on the sides of the map, if you will, as Matthew's going to scout it out, and 23 Savage dead again. And you can't blame him. He kind of just has to do this, because they are all over the place. So much mobility. Obviously, the Bounty Hunter adding to that with the Invis, as Pakaz looking for more stacks of Essence Shift. And he's likely to find it. Dark Pack cakes off the Dragon Tail.
All right, when Slark solos your mid at 19, you have problems.
Yeah. Pounce connects. Ollie, Dunzo. That is 14 permanent Agi stacks for Pakaz.
Too easy for Pakazi.
That's right. Well said, Cinderin.
Close. It could have worked. It sounded better before I said it.
Everything does.
Oh, that's actually true. Oh, well.
And this lead is just continuing to grow. I mean, the one thing they have going for them, does Talon, is EG doesn't really take a Roche that fast. I mean, Snapfire helps, but need a decent amount of net worth. But considering how much map control they have, I would think it would be relatively safe now. As they are going to go for the enemy Tormentor.
Ooh, a steal.
EG just adding insult to injury. And this shard will go the way of Pugna, which...
largely irrelevant this game. There's no enemy illusion carry that you can just kill all of the illusions off with a Netherward Drain.
Well, maybe Manta will come at some point for 20
Yeah.
Savage, but...
More likely that the Life Drain will still be used on his Storm, though, at that point.
Yeah.
So you kind of don't want to expend it on your Netherward, but...
Tier 3 tower down. I think Talon, they have to just give this up without losing any members. They just need 23 Savage to farm a bit more. I think a big thing is getting that level 2 Mana Void, which he does now have. Obviously the Manta would help a lot, but being able to drain the mana of Sea Smile into a huge Mana Void, you need like the perfect scenario, it feels like, to get back into this game.
Here comes 23. He TP'd back.
All right.
And his home was wrong.
He's farming.
There's nothing there.
Okay. Well,
they took the barracks and got out.
Sea Smile, another stolen Wisdom Rune. They're going to get a stack here of Ancients. I mean, from Talon's side, at what point, obviously this is going to be an uphill battle no matter what you say, Cinderin, but is there an item from 23 Savage, like is Manta, like, okay, we need to try with this item?
I mean, it feels like the absolute bare minimum because he can't navigate a fight at all. Every time he jumps in, he just gets controlled by the Slark Storm or even the Snapfire. So Manta is bare minimum, but it's so far away. Like, you still need, what's that, the full ultimate orb? So another 2k gold? Where do you find that on the map? He's trying his best, but I think EG don't care, and they're just going to go straight mid now and force him to join the fight again.
Yep.
Roshan is not a requirement when you're this far ahead. It's actually just slowing you down probably to just go there. So don't bother. Keep constricting the map. And don't let Talon get any sort of foothold. Mid tower.
Yep, that's next on the menu, as we're going to see the Gobble Up used. Makoto taking the Mortimer's Kisses now, gets Electric Vortex back in. Jabs literally turning his back to his ally because he knows there's nothing he can do.
Well, he did what he could. He used the pipe.
He turned his back, popped the pipe. Solar Crest now online for the bounty. And EG looking for their second set of racks and looking for a Game 2 victory, which will mean that they will face off against OG tomorrow if they're able to finish this game.
And we'll put them at a guaranteed top 6 finish.
Yeah, very impressive, especially considering how they looked early on in the tournament. They were slow adopters, or adapters, I guess is the right word, to this patch, but they have definitely caught on since then.
Oh,
Zip back
boy.
in. That is a dead Ollie right next to your tier 4 towers, in fact.
Sea Smile has been styling this game 13-0-5. Adding C Style to his list of nicknames.
There's
as
too
we
many
have
nicknames
approached.
to keep track of at this
And what's that? 1,100 net worth per minute lead for EG now? 27K,
point. Yeah.
24 minutes in.
Yeah.
Pretty much insurmountable, and Talon has been exceptionally quiet the entire game, just haven't found any sort of
not that
handle on the
this
map.
is just a symptom of the issue, but the bounty runes that they keep showing, they've been stuck on 2 since the beginning of the game.
Wait,
It's
do they still
actually
only have
insane.
2?
They only have 2.
Yeah.
That just shows you how much EG is constricting the map right now.
Look at the top half. There's some. They could get some more.
Yeah, they could.
There's more bounty runes in the dire jungle, but guess what? They haven't been playing up there for 12 minutes.
Yeah. There's quite a few, and this might be the last-ditch effort from Talon. They're smoking up. The zip in from C-Smile. Nice initiation thanks to the
grenade.
gobble up. They delete CM, buys back into the game. Now the focus is on the Beastmaster. You can see EG taking very little damage. So that will lead to the tier 2 tower in the bot lane. And next up, Mega Creeps. Maybe Roche, we'll see. Knowing that Talon are gonna almost certainly fight to defend these Mega Creeps, maybe the Aegis is worth it, or maybe not. It is a 30k lead at 25 minutes, for God's sake.
Oh,
Yep, big zip in from C-Smile, and just like that, down goes Coddle. CM is next. Makoto in his dragon form, not gonna be able to do too much. Gets off the dragon tail, but you have 3 members dead for the foreseeable future.
Smile.
Just smile. You're about to lose. Zip back into the mid lane to kill those creeps. Gobble up on top of 23 Savage. Into the stun from the Shadow Walk.
He's got
And
Mantle.
23 Savage. He does. It's a pretty big one. He's going to fall likely afterward. No, C-Smile's the one that might drop. Zipping away. Looks like he will somehow live throughout this engagement. And there is your gas station.
All right,
and,
if that Mana Void doesn't do it, what will?
Exactly. GGs are
over.
called. EG absolutely stomping game number 2.
Utter domination. I mean, where do you want to even...